are Fimir Nobles, dignified, in Ties of Torment. I come into this video not really understanding all the ins and outs because they're new. If you're in the same boat, let's get out the oars. The Noble is available from Tier 2 of the building that soon coughs up Dreadmaws and Fimir-everything, so it's on the way to good stuff. And I mention this because the other heroes require Tier 3 buildings at minimum. Recruited for the fairly standard 1000 gold and 250 upkeep, the Noble comes on foot and stays forever on foot. On Ultra he comes with 5,440 health and extremely respectable 110 armor, unusually high base missile resistance of 25%, leadership 70 is okay but not exceptional for a character, speed 50 and charge speed 70 make him decent at keeping pace with monsters. Melee attack begins at 52 and is both magical attack and inflicts sundered armor. This is something the Bale Fiends and the Fimir Warriors can do, but getting it from one guy from a Tier 2 building is still an enormous benefit to huge swaths of your force, such as most Marauder units. Attack interval 4 is standard, splash target size large means his damage is diluted even by trolls, and max target damage is 5 no matter how many are tossed about. Melee defense begins at the paltry 30. Weapon strength of 450 is split base 100 and armor piercing 350, hugely tilted toward crushing tin cans. There is a respectable, not exceptional, bonus versus large of 20, charge bonus of 40, and mass of 2000. The Noble can hide in forest and causes fear. The Noble inherently has From the Mist, so if leadership remains above 50%, his missile resistance is boosted an extra 25%, which is getting us into interestingly buffed up territory. More importantly, Shrouding Mists is a 35-meter hex around him, giving allies melee defense plus 5 and missile resistance plus 10%, again so long as he is above 50% leadership, and it affects him too. These are the benefits in a default rank 1 state. There are big demands on your buildings early game, but this is interesting. As an embedded hero, the Noble provides increased mobility. As a map passive, Stimulate Growth fills a gap in the heroes. The hero's agent actions are Assault Garrison, Wound, and Assault Army, 2 of the Holy Trinity, and Wound will serve in a pinch. Specialist reduces the cost of these actions. At rank 9, Aura of Chaos slaps 10% more permanent missile resistance on the Noble. At rank 12, Might of the Swamp can provide melee attack plus 3 and weapon strength plus 10%, good stuff for 1 pip. At rank 15, Hardened Skin provides armor plus 15 and missile defense plus 5. In the main combat line, Dark Horror starts us off with melee attack plus 5 for 1 pip. Since it's a hero, 3 pips are needed to max out most things. Devastating Charge at 3 gives charge bonus plus 30 flat. Remember, no mounts, but decent charge bonus for a foot character. Thick-Skinned offers 15 more armor, which must be viewed in the context of Hardened Skin. Hard to Hit provides melee defense plus 12 at 3, and since this is a distinct and obvious weakness at rank 1, I'd invest here first, even before Deadly Blade, which gives melee attack plus 12 at 3. Foe Seeker isn't complicated, active skill plus 25% speed and charge speed, and fatigue diminishment. Wound Maker is the plus 20% weapon strength at 3, Unnatural Thirst is plus 30% health at 3, not plus 15, plus 30. Indomitable is plus 12 leadership at 3, Quicksilver is plus 15% speed at 3, and the capstone is Heroic Killing Blow. 90-second cooldown, 25 seconds upon activation. All it does is give you plus 50% base and armor-piercing melee damage. But that's all we wanted for Christmas. At rank 10, the Noble can pick from one of 3 pips that are mutually exclusive. Squash the Bugs provides bonus versus infantry plus 5 and armor plus 10 for Fimir Warrior units, not himself in that army, at least not from this reading. Slayer of Heroes gives the Noble armor piercing plus 30 per blow, and bonus versus large plus 15, that is not trivial, turning 20 into 35. Born Pillager adds plus 5% movement range for Embedded Army, plus 20% raiding income for Heroes Army, and plus 8% sacking income for Heroes Army, even though it says Born Pillager, not Born Sacker. Details. For the Noble's personal line starting rank 12, favored by the Matriarch, provides ward save plus 5% and the ability of the same name, 90-second cooldown, 55-meter radius around the Noble, 19 seconds duration, and during that time, self and allies are leadership plus 8 and melee attack plus 24. This is tremendous, and mini-WA abilities like this are worth their weight in gold. In demo battle, it seemed to have only one use, so make it count. And whatever it is in campaign, well, just make the best use you can. Unnatural Flesh gives health plus 10%, and Old School Regeneration with Old School Fire Weakness. Join the Troll Club. Warrior of the Fimir gives Unyielding Assault to himself and any Fimir warriors in the army, and I apologize for having misread this in the recent past. At least in the current iteration, it prevents melee attack, not damage, from being debuffed by any source, which keeps attacks consistent. I imagine that also means from fatigue penalties. There is also a weapon strength plus 10% benefit for the Noble, so that's a max plus 40% from skills we've found so far, and that does not include Heroic Killing Blow. Crippling Onslaught provides speed plus 15% and charge bonus plus 15 flat, which means potentially charge bonus 85 from the tree. Speed isn't bad here either. Shrouding Mist has a simple typo here. It increases the starting aura by 35%. It isn't increasing the distance for a self-only missile resistance buff that has no distance. In addition, Ambush Success Chance plus 10% and provides the Noble, any Bale Fiends, and any Fimir units in his army STALK. And that is just fantastic for your tactical possibilities. So how do we use the Fimir Noble? Put simply, this character was designed very meticulously to fill every single hole in the Norscan roster at once. Fimir Buffer, Anti-Large Beatstick, Magical Attack, still has Armor Sundering generally, improved mobility, stimulate growth, and being able to slap around garrisons and armies is nice too. What's not to love? No, really, what's not to love? I mean, the melee defense is a weakness early on, kinda sorta, but only against elite armor-piercing duelists in terms of characters. Well, in terms of being large himself, that is a weakness if he's face-tanking Phoenix Guard, but why should he be? Any kind of half-decent use of him will make him prosper, and guilt-free Heroic Killing Blow and a mini Fight or Die, those are amazing, fantastic, and plus, the anti-missile debuff Area Effect Hex gets ridiculous. And absolutely not one thing I've gone over includes traits or equipable items, and with pillaging, some of the items you can get are very, very nice. Take care, and have fun taking your new Enforcer to establish order for the Chaos factions. Beat the Lessers into line. He's good at it.